Western Geopower is based in Vancouver, British Columbia, and is developing geothermal projects in North America at this current time. The focus for Western Geopower is to remain in the geothermal sector and continue to develop renewable energy projects, initially in North America, but also to expand into other parts of the world. Now, geothermal energy is a very, very important component of renewable energy in North America and around the world. Currently, there are 9,000 megawatts of capacity producing power to 23 countries, of which the most notable is the United States. The Schwarzenegger government has mandated that 20% of power in California must come from renewable energy by 2010, and the legislature is looking at increasing that to 33% by 2020. Now, that's a very significant component of the power supply in California. And renewable energy is, of course, a very, very significant topic amongst all of the energy producers in the world at this time. Geothermal energy is expected to increase anything from 5-fold over the next 15 years to 10-fold over the next 25 years. So in other words, we expect an increase in capacity worldwide in the next 25 years from 9,000 megawatts to very, very close to 100,000 megawatts of capacity. This, of course, is a very, very important factor for electricity generation in that it is reliable energy. It is baseload energy, which no other form of renewable can provide. For example, in California last year during the heat wave in the summer of 2006, there was a 6-week period when the online wind capacity was less than 3% of total wind capacity for the state of California, which meant that when they needed the power the most, the wind power the most, the wind farms in California could not deliver. Whereas the geothermal energy plants were continuously operating at over their capacity, 100 to 110% of their capacity during that period of time. So it's extremely reliable. We at Western Geopower have achieved significant milestones over the past year. Following our acquisition of the Geysers project in California in 2006, we have completed a feasibility study which demonstrated initially 28 megawatts of capacity. And recently, through the acquisition of an additional 400 acres in the same region, adjacent to the original acreage, we've now expanded the capacity to 35 megawatts. Now, 35 megawatts is enough power for approximately 75,000 homes. We have also secured the permits to drill the wells for the generating facility. And think of the drilling of the wells as prepaying for the energy for the next 20 to 50 years. Because when you drill a series of wells, they will continue to operate flawlessly for the next 50 or 60 or 70 years for that matter. During 2007, the share price of Western Geopower has performed quite well. We've seen an increase of very close to 300%. Many of the reasons for this would be, of course, that we are getting closer to the production with our Geysers field in California, which is scheduled to come online in 2010, but also the fact that we're starting to educate the investment public and the media with respect to the benefits of geothermal energy. During 2007, Western Geopower was fortunate to secure strategic alliances with some of the key industry players in the geothermal sector, namely Geyser Green Energy of Iceland, which is a private geothermal developer with interests in geothermal energy around the world. Geyser Green Energy owns 20% of Western Geopower. And also Glitnir Bank, the second largest bank in Iceland, which is synonymous with geothermal energy development. Glitnir Bank has been very responsive to our needs with respect to equity investments and construction finance and potential for long-term debt finance as well. So we expect to have a very, very long relationship with the folks from Iceland. And we also look at the endorsement from Iceland as being very significant because the Icelandic economy is very much dependent upon geothermal energy, and their knowledge of geothermal energy development goes back almost 60 years. So when we have a company such as Glitnir Bank and Geyser Green Energy getting involved with Western Geopower, we feel that is an endorsement of the management and the business plan for Western Geopower. As we move forward into 2008, we fully expect to see an appreciation in the price of the stock as a result of us moving even closer to production in California, acquiring additional projects in the United States and other parts of the world, and getting our message across as to the great benefits of geothermal energy.